All right, let's do this. Stephen Crichton cleared to play in State of Origin Game 1, folks. So the Critter has been pass fit for State of Origin 1. The Bulldog star sat out the New South Wales final training run on Tuesday morning, but was declared fit at 6 p.m.
Oh, we thought that was the case. You're not missing Origin for a quad.
Must be annoying, though, wouldn't it?
What?
Like, if you're Critter, you're warming up in the bowels of Suncorp Stadium, you've got this thing in your head about this injury. It must be terribly frustrating.
That's in the back of your
Don't
mind.
you think so?
Yeah, you'll just warm it up. They'll rub it out.
You reckon it'll be fine?
Yeah, it's fine. Put a pair of torpedoes on and away he goes.
Put them on. Put them on. I love that. Maroons set to target. Here we go, folks. It's been very, very quiet, but now we're starting to get around it. Maroons set to target Spencer Leniu. The Courier Mail's back page on Tuesday has called for the Maroons to smash this Blues grub, Brian.
Yeah.
In reference to Spencer Leniu.
Because he had a crack at Jonathan Thurston? That straws the clutching variety.
Okay, well, here we go. So the quote from the Courier Mail, Leniu took his reputation to a new low when he verbally attacked Maroons legend Thurston during a Roosters-Broncos game at Suncorp earlier this year. Leniu, 24, has been on a media ban since the Thurston stink and hasn't spoken publicly in the lead-up to his fourth Origin for New South Wales.
So I have a saying, let sleeping dogs lie.
Yep.
This is one bloke who you don't want to antagonise because he froths on it. Have you seen him when he gets, if he gets binned? I'll never forget, I was out at the game when him and Jared went at it with the water bottle incident, and he was going to the Chooks the next year, and they got 10 minutes of the bin, he's walking off, and the whole crowd's in him, and he just loved it.
What was that saying that you invented? I think it was something like, don't prod the polar, or something like that.
Oh, no.
What was it? That saying that you came up with?
Yeah. Don't jab.
Don't jab the jamboree. What was it?
Don't jab the wallaby.
Don't jab the wallaby. Yeah. Something like that. Don't ruffle feathers.
Don't do something.
Yeah,
like
something like that.
It's on that wavelength.
Okay. Future venue for State of Origin, by the way, via Code Sports. The NRL is considering taking a State of Origin match to Eden Park in New Zealand, according to the Off the Record podcast, hosted by Buzz and the Australians Andrew Webster. The NRL wants to take the interstate series abroad for only the second time in history. Webby even suggested that Origin could sell out in Wembley over in London too. The first game outside of Sydney or Brisbane since Long Beach, California in 1987, which was an exhibition game.
Yeah, I like the New Zealand. Angle.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be good?
Love it.
The Wembley might be a bit hard, might be a bit tricky. We're complaining. A lot of people are complaining now about players missing games to club football.
Middle of the year
might be a bit. We live so far away. New Zealand, I like it. There you go.
Yep.
What time would it be played at?
It would be played over.
Perfect.
Over there.
At 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
Let's play it there at 8:30.
Yep.
6:30 here.
6:30 here, so a little bit earlier.
A little bit earlier. Are you happy with that?
Oh, sorry, you're right, Brian. The other way around. Yes.
Yeah.
6:30 kickoff.
I'd be happy with that personally, but I'm not sure how with the TV.
I can't because the project's on.
The
project's on. I need to listen to Waleed. I love Waleed. He's the Mickey.
So the Origin locations, by the way, outside the ordinary, Brian. We've had 10 games in Melbourne since 1990, 2 games Adelaide, 2 games in Perth, and Townsville and Gold Coast. That was during COVID period.
Yes.
Tell your mates you'll meet them at the Sporting Globe to watch State of Origin. That is tonight, folks. For those Blues supporters, we'll be down there at Darling Harbour. We're looking forward to that. And you have your choice tonight through the SEN app. You've got the Queensland Buyers Call, the Neutral Call, the Blues Buyers Call. Take your pick.
Shearer down the touchline. He's going to score. Shearer. Queensland win again. Shut the gate. The horse has bolted.
There you go, Brian. That name, synonymous, I would say, with Queensland and with State of Origin from the early days. And I'm pleased to say, can you believe this, Brian? He's standing by, ready to tune in the back line with us on this particular occasion. The great Dale, Rowdy Shearer, the Queensland Australian great, joins the run home with Joel and Fletch for the first time. Hello, Rowdy.
How are you guys?
Mate, how does that sound when you hear all those, those great memories coming back to you?
Yeah, true, mate. Wish I was still playing, but yeah, been watching most of them over the week. People send them to me, and certainly some great tries there. I was very, very proud of.
Now, Rowdy, it's Fletch. Mate, what's happening today? I understand you're catching up with a few of the 1995. You have a bit of reunion there?
Yeah, mate. How you doing anyway?
I'm going good, mate. I'm going good.
That's good. Yeah, mate. The model this year on that 35. We already had one earlier in the year, but everyone's here again for the first Origin, and probably half a dozen, 10 of us staying together at the moment. We just wandered down to the Normanby, which is just up the road from Lang Park. Well, Suncorp, as they say these days.
Now, Rowdy,
so, yeah, it's great to catch up with them and reminisce a lot.
Yeah, and I can hear the reminiscing in your voice, actually. Rowdy, let's talk about this game. So, you and Robert Toia, very, very similar, only played a handful of games. I think he's on 10 games. You were on 11 games when you made your debut. Have you got any advice for Bobby Toia?
Bit late now.
Not really. Not really.
Give him a call.
Rowdy, get in there.
Give him a call.
Is he listening in?
Yeah, he listens to this show. He's got his headphones on.
Oh, mate, I just do the old no if onlys, mate. No if onlys, you know. That's about it with me. No, look, they've got big raps on him. I haven't been watching a lot of the footy, as a lot of people sort of switched off due to refereeing and what have you. But he's had a lot of injuries, unfortunately.
Yep.
But I said, plenty of raps on him, and I did put something on Facebook. Just good luck to you, mate. Hope you go on to bigger and better things like I did.
For the younger listening audience, Brian, I want to share this with you, right? So the younger listeners will be very familiar with Hamiso Tabuai Fido.
Yep.
Right? This man here on the line, Rowdy Shearer for Queensland, he went on a run equal to what Hammer's done. So we go back to 85. It was game 3. You scored a double, including your first try, Rowdy. And then you go from game 2 in Origin 86 all the way through to that game in Vegas. Where you didn't stop. You didn't stop scoring. In LA, by the way. LA, sorry. Mate, your run was as good as Hamiso Tabuai Fido. I don't think our younger audience would know that.
No, I noticed. I didn't even, someone mentioned it last year. He's going for, I think I scored, well, I don't think. I know I scored in every Origin in 1987. And, someone brought it up last year that he's going for a 8 Origin straight, which would have broke my record. And it sort of was good and bad. I mean, you want to see Queensland win, but I think we've got to hide in anyone. Wouldn't matter if he did score. But, still got equal record for most Origins in a row. Rowdy,
what's your favourite try of all those tries you scored at Origin level amongst the highest try scorers ever in State of Origin? Is there one that you'd love to go back and relive?
I liked, for Graham Lowe. I didn't stay at Manly, obviously. He wasn't too happy about it. He wouldn't pick me in the bloody Origin side when he coached Queensland. I don't know how we ended up with a Kiwi coach anyway. But we did, and just kept picking me on the bench, which I just wasn't happy about. We were losing that game, and I think we would have lost the series. I was blowing up big time on the bench, and not being too cocky. I said, do you want to win this game or not, mate? Just get me out there. And finally put me on, and I think within a minute of being on the field, that was the one. I know that we just watched cornies, but that was a pretty long one too. Went to the left, back to the right, and Alfie, Mel and all them, and then Alfie threw the big cutout ball to me wide, and I scored out in the left-hand corner, and Mel kicked the goal. We won that game, and then obviously won the series. So that one, even though it was on Reggie, which I don't like, or I don't like playing on the wing either, but anyway, an Origin spot's an Origin spot.
Brian, I reckon that was 91, where the Maroons win 14-12. This game was at Lang Park. Bill Harrigan was the referee. Player of the match was Marty Bella, if you don't mind. But that try by Shearer, is that the game I'm talking about, Rowdy?
I think so, mate. I'm not the best at it, but it sounds familiar.
Yep.
Now, Rowdy, you've scored many, many tries, 26, or is it 26 tries you've scored? No, 12 tries at Origin. So 26 Origins, 12 tries.
Games, yeah.
But my memory of you was when you had that kicking duel with Laurie and Sticky. Do you remember that?
Mate. It was a stupid thing together. 70% time it's the subtly in the world in Australia, and I bloody... Yeah, but they just kept wanting me to kick it back because everyone wants to just bash each other first. I I should have started in the second half when we had the wind mark.
And you were kicking against Sticky because, I mean, Sticky was...
Mate, I'll take him on any day.
Did you lose the foursome backs, did you, Rowdy?
Yeah, bit of AFL. But it's funny. It's a lot of people love that, and they still talk about it to this day, you know.
Yeah.
They miss it, and, I just should have waited a second half.
Now, Rowdy, we've got one of our listeners, Fruey, who's you've got the distinction of playing Origin with number 1 to number 6 on your back, and you're the only player in history to do that. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, definitely. We were just talking about the lads because, as much as they played with me, they just said you played before us, and they'll give me a huge rap. Going, just can't believe how long you played, and I got to play with Gary Larson, Jason Smith. I'm sitting here with.
Oh,
sorry,
give our regards. Give our regards.
Yeah, I'm going to throw them on, but so they've had enough. We've got to get back to the motel and get organised.
Well, we
We've been down there since 11:30. It was. I was just telling my aunt, sorry, Karen. Is the year I think Alfie broke his leg. Mel broke his. I think Bobby Linder broke his leg in that game. Mel might have fractured his cheekbones. Yeah, I think he did. And I just kept pleading with him, play me halfback. Just give me a run half. Just wanted to play halfback because I knew if I played halfback, I did want to steer around the paddock. I love that. Early days, I love fullback, just roam wherever you want. But later half of my career, I sort of organising everyone, and I pushed and pushed to play halfback, but they ended up throwing me in the centres because Mel fractured his cheekbone, and I think Michael Hagan at halfback, and I know it's done 1 to 6 ever, but I know if I got the 7, no one will ever do that ever again.
No. Now, Rowdy, is it true or is it an urban myth that the teams would come out and you weren't named and you would still rock up to the hotel with your bag saying, I'm here if you need me? Is that true, Rowdy?
Oh, maybe training. Take the boots along. Why not? You never know. Someone might get injured.
Wow. What would you do? So you'd run down and you'd say g'day to everyone. You'd go up to the coach and you'd say, mate, I'm here if you need me. Was that pretty much the story?
The main one was with the Australian team, actually. I did tore my stomach muscle or groin in one of the Origin series, and it was weird. They didn't pick me because they said he won't recover. But I ripped in and went and got some physio, and I thought I was good as gold to go. And the old medicals them days, it was just, the G up. So I just did my little squats, and I said I was good, so I'm running, getting left behind. Said I was good as gold to go. And, they still wouldn't. I passed all the medical, but they wouldn't. But anyway, I didn't care. The main thing was I grabbed all the gear.
Rowdy,
I was out of there.
Rowdy, are you doing push-ups now or squats? Or are you going through a medical yourself now? You sound like you're out of breath.
It sounds like 200 metres to go.
I'm running, mate.
Larson leads by 2.
Up
Smith starting to move in, but here comes Shearer. Shearer on the outside. It sounds like he's in for a big day.
Shut the gate, though. No.
Hey, Rowdy.
No, the boys are blowing up because I'm talking to you and they're
No, that's all right.
50 metres ahead of me.
That's all right. We understand. Just put a kicking duel on. You'll get them back. That's the way to get them back, Rowdy. Good on you, mate. We appreciate your time and all the best for Origin. Before you go, we need a tip for if Queensland win it, because you won't tip the other way. Who's your tip for man of the match?
I'm a big fan of that. But I would actually put him at fullback. I know you've already given him a rap, and he just wants to get involved.
Hamiso.
I'd like to, if you're going to pick the hammer. Yeah, I think I would have put him. Maybe Haynes has passed his best, but he's playing well at the moment, and he's rock solid. And probably Arthur's on the wing, but anyway, it's not to be. But I'll run with. I'll stick with the hammer.
Righto, mate. You just keep those sectionals up because I can feel you closing in on Larson and Smith.
You should be catching Smithy because he smokes he smokes 4 packets of darts a day. Surely you got him, Rowdy.
And 8 jugs before I got there. He goes well.
There he goes. He's off on racing, Brian. The great Rowdy Shearer. Good to have his company, and he's there with. Wouldn't that be fun,
mate? You couldn't understand. So you got Jason Smith and Gary Larson, who both copped those throat injuries.
Both.
They both got it.
Right.
my first roommate in when I was playing for Australia, Bruce, was Jason Smith.
Oh.
So for 1999...
So he copped the same throat injury?
Yeah, they've both got the same.
So do you reckon that maybe they've been there for 3 hours and the only one who can talk is Rowdy?
It's Rowdy, so-
and they've had enough, so they've gone.
They're probably so. I reckon they've bailed in case they didn't, like, Rowdy passed them the phone. But Smithy, like, I was rooming with him.
Yeah.
And it was, it was my first test match and he's asleep. And it was time we had to be there at, say, breakfast at 7.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
to be there. And I'm going, it's now like 6:45 and he still was, like, he put the blanket over his head. I'm going, oh, God, what am I going to do here? And then it's 10-7. It's 5. I don't want to be late. And I went, oh, because he still wasn't dressed, right?
No.
He's asleep. He's got the big doona over him. I'm going, oh, Smithy. And I was
Trying to make some noise.
Yeah, going, Smithy. And he wasn't budging.
No.
Anyway, I went, because he just got home at about 4.
Yeah.
And I went, Smithy, are you okay? And he just goes, oh, I'm right. He was dressed. He had his boots on, everything, unbeknownst to me, when he got home at 4 a.m. Smart.
Oh.
He's the complete, experienced tourist. He put his boots on, all his training
what a
gear,
player,
and
eh?
was just underneath and then jumped back up and got into it.
Who was the player who, like a modern day player, who somebody gave us a comparison to him, like a very, very good player. Was it Galvin or was it?
Because he plays slow.
Yeah, they were just saying. Maybe Isaiah Katoa.
Oh, yeah.
Who gave that comparison?
Analogy?
Was it Matty Johns? Maybe. Oh, whatever it was, it's a great analogy, isn't it? Maybe it was a listener. I'm not quite sure, but Isaiah Katoa with Smith.
So when you played against Smithy, it looked like he was in slow motion, and when he was slow, you slowed down.
Yeah.
But then he knew what he was doing, and then at the last minute, he'd kick.
Wow.
And so you slow down because you don't know what he's doing, and you couldn't whack him because he's creeping up on you like that. So he's looking inside, a bit like Isaiah Katoa. But in the last minute, then he'll put the pedal down, and you're caught because you're on your heels.
Is that a fair comparison though? Like,
Paul. When you can see
the tempo,
similarities.
that tempo, because he's got that tempo, hasn't he?
Where he
Toa?
just got it, and it looks like he's really slow.
Yeah.
And but it's so hard to do.
Wow.
Especially
not many
when-
players, Brian, not many players that I've ever seen will operate at different speeds. Most players are often at full tilt. Let's go.
Yeah.
This young Katoa and Smith, by the sounds of it, they had that tempo where they could back it off, they could increase it, and I love it.
I don't know whether you can train for that.
Nah.
I think it's you're built. It's in you.
Yep.
Because it is such a hard skill to have, especially when it's all going on, right?
Yep.
So you got the crowd screaming and the defence is in front of you, your teammates are yelling at you. To slow it all down and just have and be that calm, cool head.
100%.
Yeah, no, he was a player. And at Origin, he just did it at Origin every time he played.
Wow, what a career. What a family. What a family. And a man who led New South Wales through the bowels of the pressure towards a State of Origin game is the man who did it 24 times for New South Wales, former captain Paul Gallen. Welcome back to the Run Home with Joel and Fletch.
Hey, guys. Thank you.
Gal, didn't we just speak to you last week? What's happened in the week? Why are you back again?
Oh, mate, not a lot. I'll tell you what, I'm stressed at the moment. I'm in an Uber. He's a great driver and a great fella too, but we are stuck, and I'm looking at the map, and it's just red, and I've got my first commitment at 5:30.
Oh,
hang on.
I could be in trouble.
Hang on, Gal. When you say commitment, you mean cashy, don't you? I know they both sound like C.
No. There's Channel 9 commitment. Channel 9 interviewing Angus Crichton. So.
Okay, well, Brian, help him out. What would you ask him?
Who?
Well, Gal's about to do this. He's taken his time to help us. He's about to interview Angus Crichton. What do you ask him?
We're going to ask Angus, first of all, is the team as per program? That's the first question I'm asking.
That's actually one of my questions.
There you go.
No, sorry, that's not exactly one of my questions. I'm actually really curious to know who's going to play on the left-hand side of the field with him, because we don't know. Obviously, Moses and Cleary both play on the right. So I want to know who he's going to protect, so to speak, on the left-hand side of the field. So I'm wondering whether he'll give it to me or not. I'm not too sure he will.
Well, they're saying that Coates is going to play right wing up against To'o. Have you heard that? Have you heard that? That's what Queensland are going to start with?
No, I haven't heard too much about that. No, but that probably makes sense. Coates is so good in the air. To'o's obviously not a big man, and Lomax on the other wing is very, very big and a good under the eyeball. So that's probably that could definitely happen.
So Paul Gallen has some wonderful young goal kickers, Brian, and I love he keeps them all honest, right? So You got to keep them on their toes. It's a boarding house scrape of butter between them, not much at all. If you get the kick right, you stay in the hot seat, right?
Oh, so
do New South Wales do that? We've got so many goal kickers.
Nathan
Cleary. No, Lomax is the incumbent.
Yeah, but I think Nathan will kick.
You think so?
I reckon.
Who do you reckon, Gal?
It's a good, I just think the Iceman Cleary. I think he's played in so many big games, had so many big moments. I just think it'll be him. I mean, you're right. Like, Lomax is the incumbent and he's kicking really well. He's got a great percentage, but when you think about big moments of big games, no one's done more than Cleary. So, I think Cleary.
Where are you now, Gal? Just an update on the roads.
I honestly can tell you I haven't moved. I think we're in South Bank somewhere, and I reckon we've been on the phone for 3.5 minutes, and we haven't moved.
You'll be fine. Are you? Do you stress? Like if you're
late? We're just looking. Yes, I'm a stressor. We're looking at estimated arrival time 5:29.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
And I haven't got dressed or makeup, so I'm in all sorts.
All right, now, Gal, I want to take you back. It's now 5 o'clock. Kickoff's at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
What's a young Paul Gallen doing at 5 o'clock? What's he doing? Is he still in the hotel? Is he strapped?
Still in the hotel. No, I'm stressing this time. The last hour I always found before I left was my time to stress. I was always on edge. I was very touchy. I didn't want anyone near me. I found when I got on the bus and I got to the ground, I relaxed, and it was like I was in my zone. I was okay then. It was like I was in my domain, and everything was all right. But that last hour before I left the hotel, or before I left home especially, was a nightmare for the family and a nightmare for myself. So I didn't enjoy that time, and neither did the missus.
I always thought if there'd be a way where you could guarantee this without being late, a bit like Gal now, I would love, if kickoff was at 8 o'clock, I'd love just to walk into the dressing room at 7:45.
Yeah.
Put your boots on, get dressed, and off you go.
Yep.
I would love that. I reckon that would be awesome.
What about getting strapped? You never got strapped?
No, well, get strapped. Get your ankle strapped. But what I mean by none of the head noise about... Because I found going, like, I'm the opposite to you. I was cool as sweet at the hotel or at home.
I just lost it when you got to the ground.
Yeah, I just thought, we've got to play. As soon as you smell that grass, I go, yuck.
No, we are opposite. No, I love the ground. As soon as I got to the ground, I was home. I was very, very comfortable and felt okay. But, before that was no good.
Hey, Gal, who was the player in the sheds who, in your career playing big games, might have been a grand final, might have been Origin, who was the most chilled that you've ever seen?
James Maloney, by a mile.
Yeah. Was he?
He, as you can imagine, he was rat's ass about everything. He didn't care about. He was just so chilled, so relaxed. He had no concerns whatsoever, and you could tell that's the way he played. He'd go out there and he'd make that many errors, that many mistakes. He'd try the same play over and over, and if it didn't work, he didn't care. He forgot about it the next moment. And sure enough, by the back end of the game, he'd try the same thing again, and somehow it would work for him. So he was just the goldfish, I called him. He had a very, very poor memory, but he was a very successful player and not a bad fella either.
Hey, Gal, we all know the story, right? So the games you've played, the results, and we know all that. Can you take us to, is there a vivid memory where you're behind the post perhaps and the game's in the balance and you're saying something or the team's saying something, and is there something that you vividly remember there?
Oh, look up here was game one. Yeah, game one, 2014, the series that we won. We spoke about at half time just having to defend our way to victory, and we hit the lead towards the back end of the game, and the last felt like the last 15. Probably was last 15. It felt like 20 minutes. It felt like the entire game actually. We just defended on our try line and managed to hold that team out and get the victory for game one, which of course set up the victory down in Sydney for game two to start the series after 8 years of disappointment. So, half time of 2014 game one, and to have guys in the change rooms like, Josh Morris had done his medial and chased down Greg Lewis to save a try, and Brett Morris scored a try at the start of the game, dislocated and broke his scapula while scoring, and played the rest of the game. I mean, wingers. Joel, you're a winger, and me and Fletch
50.4% at fullback, bro. Gal?
Well, me and Fletch, we probably never spoke about wingers as being tough, but for Brett Morris to play that whole game with a broken shoulder, because he knew how to do it for the state, it was just an amazing effort by him, and thankfully he did. Now,
Gal, you might have to be a protector of one of your teammates tonight with the Spencer Leniu and Jonathan Thurston. It could be fireworks again. Do you expect our pack to run on as per program, or do you think there might be a late change?
You know what, Fletch, I haven't really thought about it, but I would imagine that run on as per program. I think, I don't know if it'll be a late change or not, but, mate, it's Origin time, so if Spencer wants to go JP, he's a Queenslander.
Yeah,
Spencer, New South Wales. Do your best, son. Do your best.
You'll just G it up, won't you?
I'll be watching it. And cheer Spencer on. It's Origin time. Now, if it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would have tried to settle the big fella down, but... Origin, mate, Spencer can do what he wants.
Okay, so if the Blues win, Gal, who have you seen to be the man of the match? Who takes us home?
I've actually picked Mitch Moses. Look, he hasn't played a lot of big games, but the big games he has played, he's always performed. He always has. You look at the side of last year's series, he scored the winning try. Yeah, I've gone Moses, and I think his kicking game will be absolutely instrumental tonight. Like, they have to give Queensland the ball coming out of their end more often than not, coming out of their corners. Just kick him to death, basically, and he's got the ability to do that. So, on the back of his kicking game and his running game, I'm going to go Mitchell Moses.
I've got this thing here, Gal. Now, you've got your fight coming up. Tell me about this. And what time do you think you could do this? So, you've got to row 1K.
Yep.
You rest for 3 minutes. Then you ski erg for 1K. You rest for 3 minutes. And then you get on the assault bike for 2K. And you've got to beat a time. What do you reckon you could do it in?
Okay, I'll go the 1K rower in 3.5 minutes. The 1K, I don't know what the 1K
ski erg
would take me, to be honest. I don't really do that one that often. I'm not very good on that one. The 2K bike, I don't know. Look, I know. You give me your time and I'll beat it.
No, we don't have it. No. So this is.
He will too.
This is not what. This is what you need to do.
So Brian, just repeat for those at home.
Okay, so playing at home.
Yep.
It is 1K.
Yep.
Row.
Right. And so, Gal, you're saying you know that. So 1K row, you
get 3 minutes off. Then you got to do the ski erg for 1K, which would be similar to the row, would you think? 7 minutes. So you're at 7 minutes. And then you've got the...
another 3 minute break or not?
Yeah, another 3 minutes. Then you got your salt bike, which is 2Ks. And you've got to go all out, obviously. The benchmark is if you do 10, under 10, it's standard. If you do sub 9 minutes 30, it's elite. And if you're doing 9 minutes, you're a freak. That's what they're saying. You think?
Yeah, 9 minutes. 9 minutes is a freak, because I know back in the day when I was playing football, just to row 1K on the rower in 3 minutes was ridiculously hard.
Yeah,
I mean, my best ever time was 3:02. I could never crack it. And being a little bit older now, I wouldn't be able to crack it now. But I reckon I'd be, maybe around the 3:10 mark. I reckon I'd get under 10. I'd be somewhere between 9.5 and 10.
We just had Sonny Bill Williams on. He said 8.5.
Can you try and do that and report back, please?
Yeah,
like for your
he would
training?
love that.
Yes, I will. I'll give it a crack and I'll let you know. Try to tell you what, the 3 minutes rest is
that's pretty
good for me.
Yeah, so you
that's
get 3.
That's full recovery.
Hey, one of Gal's secret weapon is a bloke called Justin Lang. Who,
Grouse Rig.
Grouse Rig. And his father actually played, speaking about State of Origin, Johnny Lang played for New South Wales and Queensland and Australia all in the same year, in the same 12 months. So he's got those jerseys there. Would Langy beat you in that contest, Gal?
I reckon there's a fair chance he would, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit lighter, a little bit longer, so better on the rower, better on the skier. I'd probably have him on the bike, but those first two ones, he'd probably get me, yeah. Mate, that's a challenge he would absolutely love, yeah.
Hang on, around the grounds, Don Mosley. Where are you now? Where are you now, Don Mosley?
How far from the stadium are we? We're still 20 minutes. I'm in trouble.
20 minutes?
Yeah,
you're cooked. You're cooked.
Are we happy with his aggression, Brian?
5:37. No, I'm in all sorts. Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Who's going to take over? Will Freddie take over?
I don't know. I'm going to have to ring them. Someone to get off the phone. I'll be ringing.
You're going to have to do that. Freddie wouldn't be there anyway now, would he? Freddie would be walking
That'll have Angus fired up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Freddie will be doing. Yeah, I don't know what he's up to.
You can see the back page of the paper. Angus Crichton gets man of the match. The incumbent Wally Lewis medal gets man of the match, snubbed by former New South Wales captain.
Yeah, he got there. He got there at 5:30. Okay, final. We need a final score. Have you given the score yet? Gal, what's our score?
Haven't given the score. I'm going to go. I'm going to add 20 points to 14. 20 points to 12. I'll say the Blues to win.
20 points to 12.
So, Gal, if Isaiah Yeo came to you, and he's done a lot in the game, premierships, but he's been co-captain. He has captained Australia. Is there advice you'd give him before greeting his troops this year?
Mate, you know what? Rugby league to me is a simple game. You run hard, you tackle hard, you control the ball, you give yourself every chance of winning. So I'd keep it as simple as that. yeah, for me, that's about it. You do those three things and you give yourself every chance.
Beautiful. Paul Gallen, all the best. Get stuck into the Uber driver. Try and cut that time down and go the Blues.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
There he is, Paul Gallen. There you go, Brian. Bit of an insight into Origin.
Yes. Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Yeah, he's stressing out. He's under the pump.
Yeah, but he'd be fine. If he can't get there, you can't get there.
You
can't control the. What was the one? I got a saying. You can only control the controllables.
Yes.
Wasn't that a? That was one of the speeches your old coach would give you. Only control
It doesn't really matter, does it? Like, you just got to get yourself sorted.
I never knew. Gus used to come up with one and goes, "They're not going to put a check in your mail. They're not going to put the check in the mail. Who's they? Who's they?
I don't know. Could you and I, all things being serious, could you and I coach an Origin side and win the series?
No.
We couldn't.
No.
So if we coached an Origin side, they'd be guaranteed to lose, would they?
Yep.
Would they? So
Why are we going to coach?
I'm saying a lot of people would think you've got all the superstars that you can just turn up and get it done anyway. So you don't believe that you and I...
No.
No.
Because you'd have...
No.
Okay. Do you think if Nathan Cleary was the captain coach, or sorry, Isaiah Yeo was captain coach, do you think he could get it done?
Possibly. You've got me thinking now, but
I don't think we could.
Now I'm thinking about you and I coaching together. I don't think they'd be home yet. I reckon you'd be ringing them around saying, "Boys, we're playing tonight."
No, I'd do the first 3 days.
Would you?
You'd leave that up to me.
Right.
So I'll get us into the grouse joints. We'll have the grouse feed. We'll have a good time. But then I'm done.
Yeah.
Then I would just.
Then I'll overanalyse.
And then it's just me, Ronnie Palmer, and Nathan Gibbs. You won't see us for the next 8 days.
And then I'll have it for 4 days. And I'll say, "Where's Ronnie? Where are the team, Brian?" And so 1300 01 1170. The run home with Joel and Fletch. Don't forget tonight, folks. You can sync up your radio call to the TV call if that's what you so wish to do. SEN have got you covered for the Queensland call, with the Blues call. We've got the neutral call, but of course the doyens of all things rugby league when it comes to State of Origin. Channel 9 have got the call ready to go. It's a big, big game. Gal, we appreciate him coming on the program, folks. So that is fantastic. Watch Origin exclusive live and free on Channel 9 and 9 now. Text line 0457 736 736.
We've got a new addition to the coaching staff. So it's you and I.
Yep.
You're the head coach. I'll be the assistant, but I've got another assistant to the assistant. It's Lundy. And just imagine this, right? Just imagine this. We're about to run out.
Yep.
We go, Lundy, get over here.
Lundy.
So Lundy runs out. He comes in. He's got all the boys. I said, Lundy, it's your time to shine. He addressed the boys. And this is what Lundy wants to say. He looks at everyone in the eye and he says, grant me this serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, Brian, and wisdom to know the difference.
Which, basically, if you wanted to put it into a song, what you've just said here, Lundy, is this.
I remember when I lost my mind.
What, you're still here? Well, you can see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio, you beautiful humans.